In this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I use when making my stop motion videos. If you watch my videos a lot, you'll know that I really like animating on clay. Not only does it look good, but it's sticky, so it makes it super easy to animate walking. There's a few different ways to make your own clay base plate. You can grab a piece of thick paper or a piece of cardboard, and then get clay, which it doesn't really matter what kind of clay you get as long as it's non-hardening or non-drying. If it says air dry, you do not want it because it will turn into a brick and then you won't really be able to do anything with it. So make sure it says non-drying. Once you got your clay all mixed up into the color you want, start breaking off little pieces and smearing it on the paper. And that's pretty much it. Another thing I do is use this thick pink foam board if I need to make trenches or hills. On this piece I wanted a trench all the way across it, so I grabbed a razor blade and just cut 2 lines all the way across, made sure they were nice and even and deep. But you want to make sure you don't actually cut all the way through the foam board. Once I was finished with that, I just cleaned it out a little bit more and then coated the whole entire thing with clay. I also dug out some holes here and here, and that's supposed to be craters from artillery in an upcoming video that I'm working on. As you can see, now we have a nice trench to animate in. And for scenes when the camera is supposed to be down in the trench, I cut all along one side, so you can pull one side away and get those up close scenes. When it comes to backgrounds, you can use pretty much anything. But what I like to use is this piece of foam board painted gray to look like a cloudy sky. And I also have this big piece of fabric I got off Amazon, which I will try to leave a link to in the video description. But basically it's a huge piece of fabric and I just cut it up into different sections that I wanted, and I'll just put it over a piece of foam board in the background, and that's what I use most of the time. Now when it comes to the scene, you can use Legos if you want, and I have done that in the past, but I think sticks and rocks look really good with clay. I went out into my yard and found some little twigs that kind of look like dead trees, some bigger sticks to use as big trees or as logs laying on the ground, and then I found a bunch of different sized rocks. And then I bought some of these fake trees, and these things look great. They're kind of pointy on the bottom so you can stick them in the clay, and they also have a little platform if you're working on a flat surface. I will try to leave a link in the description for these trees if you're interested in getting some. Also, I like using this moss looking stuff. Alright, now I'm going to show you what I think is the most important thing when it comes to animating stop motion. And that is easing in and out. It's super simple, and I'm about to show you how to do it right now. Here's a good example, and here's a bad example of this little guy raising his hand. And here it is frame by frame. And on the good example, you can see that he starts out with tiny movements, and then gets into bigger movements, and then goes back into tiny movements. But on the bad example, the guy's arm moves the same every time. And that's what you don't want to do. Here's a few more videos just so you can really see what I'm talking about. When it comes to guns, normally I just stick a flame on the end of the gun and shine a red light and call that good. But lately what I've been doing is getting a flame, sticking it through a piece of fuzz, and then sticking it on the gun, shining the red light, take a picture, and then take the flame off and stick a piece of fuzz back on there, and don't shine the red light, take a picture, and then continue with the animation. and I just really like the way this looks compared to the flame without fuzz. Now when it comes to machine guns, all I do is take a picture of the guy pointing wherever I want him to shoot, then take a picture with the fuzz, flame, and light, then take that off and move him back a little bit, and now all you gotta do is just push his gun down a little bit. Then all you gotta do is take the picture with the flame and the picture when you moved him back a little bit, and copy that and paste it over and over and over till you have the scene as long as you want, and that's pretty much it on machine guns. That's going to be it for today's video. I know it wasn't super detailed, but hopefully it was helpful in some kind of way. And if it was, feel free to give this video a like. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see some stop motion videos. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.